This is Centennial Reflections. I'm Rich Carvell talking about the agricultural history of Arkansas State University with Lew Brinkley. Lew, before we went to break, we're talking a little bit about the ag fraternity, and that kind of leads me into the question of how important were student organizations. It seems like livestock judging might be a team might be an important historical element there.
Yes. Well, we've always had, hands-on activities, and the college and then the university all competed strong in judging contests. Dr. Hostetler and some of those people back there trained great livestock judging teams, and they bred up some really good livestock. I have a picture here.
You got a prize?
I've got a prize here, a picture. You see how beef cattle used to really be beefy, short, stocky, and they had some winning herds. They would win at Denver and some of these national show places. They had block and bridle still exists. It's a club strong for the animal science people, and the plant science people have their clubs, horticulture groups, then ag business club. Of course,
that's probably kind of developed.
That's developed,
right.
And of course, you asked about one of those great moments. To me, one of the greatest moments in my time was back in the mid '90s, when the Ag Business Club won the National Quiz Bowl competition out at San Diego, California. Beat out all the big land grant schools. We had some really strong team members that particular year, and that's been a good.
And they were under your tutelage and
Dr.
guidance
Greenwalt and Dr. Greenwalt and Scott Stiles. I have to give those guys credit for really doing most of the coaching that particular year. But,
well, now, as a new faculty member in 1969, did you have a mentor? Was there someone on the faculty here who kind of took you under their wing?
Yes, Mr. James L. Davenport from up in the Ozarks of Yellville, World War II Korean veteran, a really rugged individual. He knew his economics, just so cool and calm. He was a great mentor, and there's not a day goes by that I don't think about something about the experiences with him.
Now, since he was from the Ozarks, did he ever take y'all back to camp and fish and things like that?
He would take Al Langlois and I float fishing down the Buffalo River, and just every spring. I think about it now, particularly, we'd stay out several days, and he'd kind of survivalist type, but he was really great in that respect. And we participated in a research project for the highway department. We put in a low bid, you might say. I guess I was able to get some little publication, promotion, and tenure there based on some of the activities. We would go camp out and collect information from the tourists about the state parks and road conditions and stuff, and we wrote that up along with some of the people in the business.
You said camp out. You literally meant that.
That's right.
That's why you low bid that.
We low bid. Yeah, we put in Arkansas State. You were expected to do. You were expected to teach and do some research and to publish some even way back then. And that, like I say, that we were low bidders, and we camped out and we talked to those tourists. We had our, but we had we'd find some times for some really good times around the campfires and so forth. And
you and other members of the agriculture faculty had a little foray into radio production and broadcasting back when KASU started a program for the farmers early. Tell us
That's
a little
right.
bit
I
about
remember in the early '70s there, we had it was KASU, the Town and Country Radio Hour. We had a couple of students, Jim Spence and Con Sullivan, that worked with one of your broadcasters there, Mike Doyle, early morning show. Dr. Langlois was our main coordinator for that, but we all contributed early in the morning. But that was our extension service of sorts, and there's quite a following back there.
Just briefly,
Yeah.
what's your fondest memory of your days at the College of Agriculture?
Oh gosh, there've been so many. Professionally, I would I think when I got the phone call that they'd won the national championship on the quiz bowl. But they're just it's actually it's really hard to come up with any one particular thing right now.
Well, one of the things that strikes me about that is that involves students. And,
Yeah.
and that's important
That was
to
it,
all
right,
of us.
right.
Yeah.
It's I've had great relationships with administrators, farm managers, fellow faculty members, students. We just Dr. Greenwald and I did travel a lot to professional meetings, taking students to to competitions, so things that would happen on the trips there. Here again, with traveling with Mr. Davenport, we would go to these meetings and we'd keep the cost down by pop up the tent and hang our clothes in there, and then get dress up. We'd go into the meetings from actually tent camping, so things along that line.
Thank you, Lew. That concludes this series, this edition of Centennial Reflections. I'm Rich Carvell.